On a cold Tuesday night in Cincy, fans flocked to Fifth Third Arena for a Southwest Ohio showdown. Two historic programs separated by only 51 miles finally get to play each other on campus for the first time in 15 years. The Cincinnati Bearcats coming off a 10-point victory versus Georgia State, host the Dayton Flyers. Both teams looking to win their third game of the season. You are listening to Bearcats basketball on Bearcat Sports Radio. Hello and welcome inside Fifth Third Arena. My name is Christian McGuy, and joining me today is my partner Justin Dedrick. Now this is the first true test for both teams, and what better place to have it than finally on campus. The Bearcats host the first one tonight with Dayton hosting next year's matchup. Now Justin, starting with Cincinnati, they won their first 3 games of the season. They defeated Western Carolina in the season opener, but then a much closer game than expected against Georgia State.
Yeah, they had their struggles against Georgia State, and it's the early season. You're going to have these struggles that you need to work out, especially when you have a lot of new players as well. However, Cincinnati shot 7 of 31 from beyond the arc, and they turned the ball over 16 times. Those are 2 things that you just can't afford to have, especially in combination with each other. You need to hold on to the basketball. You need to hit your shots, especially from beyond the arc. And nowadays, this game is so centered around the three-pointer. You just need to have that as an option, and Cincinnati didn't have that as a viable option. And so they really need to hit those shots, manufacture some open threes for their shooters, and take care of the basketball. No more careless mistakes. Smart passes, smart plays, run an offense, and go out there and get buckets.
Now in that game against Georgia State, the Bearcats had 16 turnovers, but hey, they did force 17, not the stat you really want to have when you lose the ball 16 times, also shooting 40% from the floor. Now in this game, Justin, for Cincinnati, who needs to step up?
I mean, for the Bearcats, I'm going to be looking at Kirk Risa tonight. He hasn't really had the greatest game so far as a Bearcat. It's only been 2, granted, but he's been a veteran leader throughout his entire career. He's played the point guard position, he's handled the ball, and he's only shooting 28% from the field this year, which needs to pick up. It needs to improve. If the Bearcats are going to win tonight, Kirk Risa needs to go out there and show that he can be the veteran leader that they recruited him here to be. He needs to knock down some shots, he needs to limit the turnovers, make smart plays, and he needs to set the tone early.
Now Kirk Risa, someone who has a ton of experience playing college basketball. This is his 4th school that he's playing for. Now flipping the script and looking at the Flyers, they themselves 2-0, but another close matchup, this time against UMBC on Saturday. They only won 77-71, Justin.
Yeah, and like I mentioned with Cincinnati too, it's the early season struggles that these teams will typically try to work out the kinks early in the season against these lower competition teams. But when you're at home, it's an opportunity to be a morale builder, to build your confidence. If you blow out a team early, you get your guys going on a roll, you're like, okay, we can do this, we can play well, we can beat these top teams. But when you only win by 6, it's a little bit of a dampener on that mood. You're now thinking, okay, we really need to lock in, we need to practice hard, we need to get on our game for when we play these top competition. And now, off that win, only 6 points, you're playing in Fifth Third Arena against a good Cincinnati team in a hostile environment, which is a packed house, by the way, looking around. Way more packed than it was for those first 2 games, of course. With Dayton being so close, there are a good amount of Dayton fans here as well, but you're in a hostile environment. This is the opportunity to make a statement after that UMBC win and say, hey, that was just a little mishap. We're here for real.
One of the most underrated environments in college basketball here at Fifth Third Arena. What is the matchup you're looking for, Justin, in this game? I'm
going to be keying in on the Javon Bennett versus Day Thomas matchup. Day Thomas has been the lead perimeter defender for the Bearcats during his time here in Cincinnati. He's a hustle guy, he's a hard guy, he's a passion guy. He's so fast as well, so it's hard to really get around him to get space when Thomas is guarding you. And on the flip side, Javon Bennett, he's such a prolific scorer. He's averaging 18 on the year. He had 20 points against Canisius earlier in the season. He's a little bit of a shorter guy at 5'10". That's right about my height. But he's speedy, he knows how to create space, he knows how to get buckets. He's shooting almost 60% from the field on the season. So it's going to be a tough task for Thomas to stop him, but I think it's also going to be really tough for Bennett to score on Thomas, because I don't think he's seen a defender of Day Thomas's caliber yet this year. So it's going to be kind of a chess match between those two. Who's going to create the space, who's going to close out, and I think that'll be the key matchup for the game.
Well, your tip-off is moments away here in Fifth Third Arena. Bearcats hosting the Flyers. We'll take a quick timeout here on Bearcat Sports Radio. And welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. Here, taking a look at your starters for Cincinnati at the guards. Day-Day Thomas, Sean Abayev, Kurt Krisha. At the forward, it's Baba Miller. And to wrap it up at the center, Mustafa Cham. That is your Cincinnati starting five. Looking at Dayton at the guards, Javon Bennett, DeShane Montgomery, the two forwards, Keontae Jones, Jacob Connor, and the center, Amiel Leighton. That is your Dayton starting five in tonight's 93rd overall matchup between these two teams. Cincinnati leads at 61-31 and have a record of 38-12 at home. Justin, an electric environment here inside Fifth Third Arena for tonight's matchup between the Bearcats and the Flyers. This should be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear it down the drive echoing in the arena right now. That's how you know it's game time. The students are into it. The fans are into it. Chris, I'm excited. Always a fun time when these two teams play each other. I think we're in for a great game tonight.
Almost a sellout crowd as it looks like here inside Fifth Third Arena. Both student sections are packed as tip-off is moments away. Looking at Dayton, they're led by head coach Anthony Grant. This is his 9th season at Dayton, boasts a record of 174 wins with 83 losses. Remember, Justin, back in that 2019-2020 season, Dayton, they were making a name for themselves, led by Obi Toppin, and then obviously the season was cut short due to COVID, but Anthony Grant, he has had a lot of talent come through.
Yeah, I mean, that 2020 team was a team a lot of people thought would be national championship contenders, and unfortunately, like you said, the season was cut short. Obi Toppin was electric that year, of course, was drafted into the NBA, and he's still a longtime player now for the Indiana Pacers. But there was a lot of talent on that team and a lot of talent on Anthony Grant teams over the years. He's put players into the league. He's coached a lot of top guys. He's a good X's and O's coach. So I think it'll be an interesting matchup to see him and Wes Miller trying to outcoach each other. They've played each other last year, the year before. They know how each other coach. They know how the minds work. So now, what new strategies do you have? What new ideas do you have? I think it'll be a fun coaching chess match to watch.
Well, we're going to find out momentarily here. Since he got the best of Dayton last year at Heritage Bank Center in downtown, Bearcats won 66-59. Leighton and Baba Miller at the St. Paul logo, and we are underway here in Cincinnati. Bearcats wearing their all-white uniforms, Dayton wearing their all-blue uniforms. On their mobile device, the Bearcats will go from right to left and vice versa for the Dayton Flyers. Here's Sean Abayev, has it at the left wing, guarded by Leighton. Step back three-pointer, got it! And the foul! What a start for Sean Abayev.
I mean, that's exactly how you need to start the game. You weren't hitting threes last game. You start out, you get a good look for one of your best shooters, Abayev, coming in as a freshman. We knew he was going to be able to knock down shots, and he does it through the contact that time. He's going to get an opportunity at the line. Oh, it looks like they're about to review this, actually, Chris.
So what it looked like it was an off-ball foul. So you get a look on the Jumbotron. There was some contact underneath between Cham and looked like an UD defender. So both teams will go to their benches and talk things over while the officials will review this. Just 18 seconds into this game, Bearcats up 3-0. Will it stand, though? They only showed one replay on the Jumbotron, so it's kind of difficult to see what exactly the referees are reviewing here.
Yeah, there was a lot of action underneath going for the rebound, so not entirely sure who they're specifically looking at, what the play was that they're reviewing, but we will hopefully get a call here.
The referees are talking to the scores table, getting some confirmation on what exactly happened.
Here's another replay look on the Jumbotron.
The referee is making an announcement. Not the loudest sounding microphone we have here inside Fifth Third Arena. So it looks like it will stand. The three-pointer, will it stand? So it looks like the three-pointer is going to stand, but the Bearcats are going to inbound the ball underneath the basket. We'll try and see what the ruling is on that one. Kurt Krisha inbound it, finds Cham at the near side corner to Abayev. Baba Miller straight away goes in the corner. Krisha lets it fly too much. Rebounded by Cham, but an offensive foul.
So, Chris, it was a foul underneath the basket on Mustafa Cham. Well, against Mustafa Cham is who that the Dayton player was pulling down, so it allowed the Bearcats to get the possession back and keep the 3.
So the personal foul for Dayton went against Deshane Montgomery, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 19:27 remains in this first half. Bearcats up by 3, and a travel on Layton. The Frenchie gets called for the violation. So here, 35 seconds into this game, the Bearcats will have the ball. It's Kurt Krisha bringing it up the court, crosses the C ball logo, guarded by Javon Bennett. Gives it off to Miller, far side corner. Miller still has it, gives it to Cham. Dribble handoff, Day Thomas straight away. Abayev gives it back out to Thomas, left wing. Thomas penetrates inside the paint. 10 seconds left on the shot clock as he pulls it out. Miller has it straight away, lost his handle, and here come the Flyers going the other way. Deshane Montgomery, alley-oop, and it's thrown down by Jacob Connor.
I mean, what a perfect pass by Montgomery. You see your teammate running in transition. You know he has the hops to get up there. Just give him a chance, and Connor throws it down.
Bearcats with possession. Krisha lets it fly, and he hits it. Kurt Krisha's first basket. Cats up 6-2, 18:36 remains in the first half.
That's what I talked about pregame. He needs to step up, and right there, a big 3 at the early game.
Here's Bennett. Can he respond? No good. Rebounded by Cham. Here come the Bearcats going the other way. Baba Miller, right wing, dribble handoff, still has it. Did not give up that possession, guarded by Keontae Jones.
He needs help.
And they're going to say a 5-second violation on the Bearcats. I believe that is a rule that was implemented last year or a few seasons ago, in which you can't just hold the ball. You have to make a pass within 5 seconds.
And somebody needs to go over and help Baba Miller when you're trapped there on the wing. You need to give him someone to pass to and reset your possession.
Layton lets it fly from distance, no good. One-handed snagged by Abayev. Here come the Bearcats. Abayev drives in right side, lost it, and it went off of his foot last. Guarded by Jacob Connor, another turnover for Cincinnati.
And that's an example of those careless turnovers that I mentioned pregame. You need to hold your dribble, have a plan with what you're going to do with the basketball. You can't afford to let it go off your leg and out of bounds. 3
turnovers already for Cincinnati. Just over 2 minutes into this game. Cats up 6-2, Flyers with possession. Layton has it left wing, dribble handoff, Bennett drives inside, can't get the fall. Layton had it for a second and he lost it. Good defense right there by Abayev, and the Bearcats get it right back.
Yeah, and Abayev, he didn't really have a chance at the basketball. He was just providing some pressure behind, trying to swipe at it, and was able to affect Layton grabbing the ball. Cincinnati gets a chance.
It could have taken a different deflection off the rim because Layton jumped, and he didn't really have to because he is 7'2". Maybe that affected that play for Layton. Bearcats with possession. Krisha has it, finds Thomas, swings it out. Baba Miller lets it fly, and it's no good. Goes out of play. Dayton ball.
Not a bad shot. Miller's not usually much of a three-point shooter. He's hitting 33% on the year. We've seen him hit a couple. He's one of your most prolific scorers, your leading scorer on the year so far, so I'm not mad with getting him some early looks.
Baba Miller, someone who has been a trendsetter for the Cincinnati team, averaging 21 points per game so far. Layton gives it off Bennett straight away, guarded by Day Thomas. Gets a screen, back out to Layton. He lets it go from distance again, left of the rim. Rebound secured by Baba Miller, and the Bearcats have it in transition. Miller underneath, Cham, and a foul is called on Layton. That is his first.
Yeah, Cham had great positioning there. He had his path to the lane, a good pass by Miller to get it over the outstretched arms and into Cham's outstretched hand there. He would have had an easy path to the bucket if not for the foul. So that's a good foul by Layton because now Cincinnati needs to get another possession here.
Cats up 6-2, 16:56 remains in the first half. Krisha inbounds it, gets it back, picks up his dribble. Underneath, wide open is Mustafa Cham for the two-handed jam.
It's a little no-look action there.
And Thomas, good defense, almost stole it from Javon Bennett. Caught us off guard here. I was looking at my notes, but here come the Flyers with possession. Connor finds Layton straight away. Layton picks up his dribble, goes back out to Connor at the right wing. Bennett straight away, guarded by Kirk Creasure. Drives inside, left side, kicks it off from the corner. Montgomery's three-pointer, can't get the fall, but a rebound by Dayton. Can't get that one to go in, and a foul against Zabayev.
Yeah, that missed shot took an unfortunate bounce. It almost looked like it hit close to the top of the backboard. And Cincinnati, Chama jumped too early, wasn't able to come away with the rebounds. Now Dayton gets a chance at the line, and they're a pretty reliable free throw shooting team, over 70%.
Flyers down by 6, 16-18. Remains in this first half with Amael Dayton, the sophomore from Bastia France, to take 2 free throws. And he makes the first one. I will say, for someone who is 7'1", 235 pounds, Dayton does a good job of shooting a free throw. It's quite successful.
He just has a smooth shooting arc. When you go up with it, you just need to be smooth, follow through, and Dayton does all of the things that they teach you when you're shooting a free throw, especially for his size. Like you said, it's very impressive to hit that at such a acceptable rate.
Shot 64% from the free throw line last year. Dayton goes 2 of 2. Substitution for the Flyers. Dayton comes out. Malcolm Thomas, the redshirt freshman from Maryland, checks in for the Flyers. 16-18 left to go in this first half. Cats up 8-4. Almost some inbounding trouble there for Cincinnati. Deshane Montgomery almost forced a steal off of Kirk Creasure. Bearcats lucky to keep possession on the inbound. Flyers showing press. Creasure looking for an outlet to inbound it. Finds Sincere Harris in front of his own bench. He jumps. And let's see what the call is. It looks like it will remain Bearcat ball. Jacob Connor, the Flyer, thinks it should be a review. Third time's a charm, maybe. Creasure looking for an inbound, finds Baba Miller to escape that Dayton press. Poked out of play by Javon Bennett, and the Bearcats will inbound it once again, this time near that Dayton bench.
Poked out of play, but it hit Coach Anthony Grant right in the face.
For the Bearcats, Sincere Harris did check in for Shauna Bayev. Harris is dealing with a wrist injury. They said he was going to play no matter what against Georgia State. Harris drives in, tried to go with the floater, and a foul is called against Keontae Jones. That is the first against Keontae Jones, the grad student from Madison, Wisconsin. I will send Sincere Harris to the free throw line. Shot 75% from the charity stripe a year ago with West Virginia. And he makes the first one. Cats up 9-4, 16:01 remains in this first half.
And free throws have been something that the Cincinnati team continues to struggle with on the early part of the season, so it's good to see Sincere Harris knocking them down early in the year.
As a team, Cincy shooting 66% from the free throw line entering this game as Harris goes 2 of 2. Cats up 10-4, Flyers with possession. Bearcats showing a press of their own. Keontae Jones has it, crosses his C-Paul logo, guarded by Day Thomas. A dribble handoff to Javon Bennett, who is still at the C-Paul logo, guarded by Sincere Harris. Gets an off-ball screen, gives it off Thomas to Connor, left wing. 8 left on the shot clock. Flyers try to go underneath, and good defense right there by Tyler McKinley. Driving in was Keontae Jones, and it was stripped away from McKinley. I tell you, the Cincinnati, they have a lot of defensive outlets, Justin, that they can run with.
They really do, and that's something that Wes Miller prides himself on, is getting willing defenders who are going to go out there, anticipate passing lanes, play tough, play physical, and try to stop his Dayton Flyers team. And McKinley right there, he anticipated the passing lane, he slid down, he got in the way, he affected the pass, he affected the ball, and that's exactly what Wes Miller wants, his players to go out there and put effort onto the defensive side. And like you mentioned, there are so many players out there who are defensive specialists or have a good focus or a good skill in the defensive side of the ball. McKinley didn't get a lot of play, didn't play at all last year due to an injury. It's good to see him out there making an impact early in the year. I think he's going to be one of the best rim defenders in the conference. And that may be a little bit of a hot take at this point, but I'm going to put that out there now.
I don't think it's a hot take at all, just the way we've seen him play. But here we hit our first media timeout in Cincinnati. Cats up 10-4, 15:37 left to go in the first half. We'll take a quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. Cats up 10-4. 15:37 remains in the first half. The Flyers, no field goals made over their last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. They're shooting 1 of 6 from the floor early on in this game, and the Bearcats 3 of 5 from the floor, but 2 of 4 from deep. A team that has struggled a lot from beyond the arc. Justin, if they can get that 3 ball to fall, makes this team for Cincy a whole lot more dangerous.
Oh, way more dangerous, Chris. I mean, you take a team who are good at shooting the 2. They draw up a lot of plays. They have a lot of players who specialize in shooting the 2. But you brought in some 3-point shooters in the transfer portal. You just need them to start knocking down the shots, and then this offense goes from dangerous to lethal.
So here the Flyers will inbound this ball underneath the Bearcat hoop. 5 left on the shot clock. To take this inbound, it will be Jordan Durkak, the senior from New Jersey. Whistle is blown. Durkak looking for an outlet. Bounces to Thomas. Goes up. No good. Second effort by Bryce Hurd is unsuccessful. Here come the Bearcats in transition. Jalen Celestine has it at the left wing in front of the Dayton bench. He gives it off to Harris. Decretia at the right wing. Back up to Celestine. He lets one go from deep, and he converts. Jalen Celestine, his first basket of the game. Cats up by 9. 15-12 remains in the first half.
And that's what Celestine does. 7 of his 8 shot attempts on the year have been 3-pointers, Chris. He just takes them from beyond the arc, and he hits them.
Appeared in 31 games last year for Baylor. Here come the Flyers. Durkak inside the paint, goes up, and a foul, or we're going to say a travel against the Flyers. That is going to be the second turnover for Dayton in this game. Jalen Celestine still in the court. Keyshawn Tillery checks in for Kirk Creeshaw. Bearcats get the inbound to Baba Miller. Goes across the court to Sincere Harris. Driving in left side, Sayers underneath. McKinley flushes it home. 15-4, Bearcats in front. And a timeout is taken by Anthony Grant. Caps on a 7-0 run over the last 72 seconds.
Chris, I'm not exactly sure what the defensive plan there was, but if it was to leave Sincere Harris wide open on the fast break, to leave a nice dump-off pass, because somebody has to stop ball, McKinley's right there. If that was the defensive plan, it worked out perfectly for Dayton, but I'm not going to assume that was Anthony Grant's defensive plan. When you're running the press, someone needs to stop the ball, and nobody stops Sincere Harris. He gets ahead of steam on the fast break, and he's such a smart player, makes the dump off, perfect pass.
I think the important thing is, arguably on the court, Sincere Harris is probably the fastest Bearcat there is, and you leave him unmarked with a whole bunch of space. What is he going to do? He's going to drive in. He's a smart player. He's going to dish it off to the big man, McKinley, for an easy dunk.
I mean, it's like I have a wide open road, Chris, and I have a Ferrari. That's what Sincere Harris is, and I ask a team of rabbits to find a way to stop it. They're not going to figure out a way to stop it. They're going to need to come up with some more of a creative plan to stop Sincere Ferrari Harris.
Flyers, no field goals over the last 4 minutes and 7 seconds. They've missed their last 6. Cats up 15-4, 14:45 left to go in the first half. Flyers finally get it past that C-Paul logo led by Keontae Jones with a dribble handoff to Javon Bennett at the right wing on the 5th-3rd logo. Kicks it off. Malcolm Thomas, dribble handoff. Bryce Hurd goes inside, a right side layup, can't get the fall. Rebound by Baba Miller. Bearcats in transition. Harris drives in, goes off the glass, can't get the fall, but a foul is called on the Flyers.
See how fast Sincere Harris gets down the court once again. They're going to have to check him eventually because they can't let him get so much space on every single fast break. Also want to point out, great post defense on the other side by Tyler McKinley. I'd mentioned before, I think he's going to be one of the best post defenders, one of the best interior defenders in the conference. And he contested that layup, almost got a hand and blocked that one. He's such an instinctual player on the defensive end.
Sincere Harris will go to the line once again to shoot 2 free throws, and he makes the first one. Harris, 3 points on the night, all coming from that free throw line. Both teams making substitutions. For Dayton, it's Malcolm Thomas and Keontae Jones checking out. Harris, second free throw is up, and he hits both of them. Cats up 17-4 in this first half. A 9-0 run for the Bearcats over the last 1 minute and 45 seconds. Latone has it. Dribble, handoff, Bryce Hurd straight away. Guarded by Baba Miller, kicks it off to Durkak, goes in right side. A foul is called against Sensu Harris. That's something to keep an eye out for because Harris did foul out against Georgia State.
Yeah, and he's a physical player. He prides himself on the defensive end of the ball, but you do need to stay in the game. You need to avoid those fouls because if they lose you on the other end, there's no one else like you to replace your impact.
An inbound taken from Bryce Hurd goes off the leg of Baba Miller, so the Flyers will do it once again next to the Bearcat bench.
Chris, they haven't scored in over 2 minutes. They need a good shot here.
They are 1 of 8 from the floor. Bearcats are shooting 71% to start this game. The tale of two worlds. Bennett penetrates right side, lost it, goes out of play, but the Flyers will keep it. Here comes Deshane Montgomery to come in for the Flyers. Let's see who comes out, and it's going to be Javon Bennett. He'll take a breather with his team down 13, under 14 minutes left to go in the first half. Flyers will inbound it underneath the basket. Bryce Hurd looking for an outlet, and he threw it away. Picked off by Sensu Harris, who fires it to Celestine, and it goes out on that first row. A chance for the Bearcats, just thwarted and threw it away.
I mean, a great interception there by Sincere Harris. I mean, he just jumped in and grabbed the ball out of the air. Maybe need to make a little bit of a smarter pass here to Celestine. He kind of fired that at like as much strength as he could muster.
Playing QB1, Sensu Harris looked like a bit. This one's poked away by McKinley. Bearcats have it in transition. Tillery goes in, kicks it out. Miller, corner, thought about it. Guarded by Leighton. Miller makes a move, goes inside the paint, shuffles his way through, and a travel against Baba Miller. That will negate the basket. The fans are not happy about that call, but Noah did take one too many steps inside that paint.
I think he got a little bit too excited that he created the space to go up on the reverse and just shuffled one too many times.
17-4 is our score. 13:22 left to go in this first half. Durkak lets one go from deep, no good. Rebounded by Connors, who kicks it right back out to Durkak. Durkak tried to go in against Celestine, and a foul is called on Celestine. That is his first foul for Jalen Celestine, the grad student from Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, and he wasn't too happy about that foul call on him, and I understand it. Durkak ran into a brick wall and kind of just fell over, but there's too much contact there to ignore if you're a referee.
As the Flyers inbound it, Harris and Miller come out for Cincinnati. Insert Day Thomas and Jordy Rodriguez. Durkak, guarded by Thomas, goes to Leighton at the left elbow. Leighton looking for an outlet, finds Montgomery, 5 left on the shot clock. Nice move by Deshane Montgomery to attack the basket and finish the layup.
Someone's got to get something going for the Flyers, and if Montgomery can penetrate the paint like that and put on the moves, might have to start going to him more often.
Tillery's pass takes deflection out of play. Cats up by 11, 12:46 left to go in the first half. The Bearcats to inbound this one. It'll be Jordy Rodriguez looking for an outlet, kicks it out to Thomas, who finds Chan straight away to Tillery, left wing. Tillery guarded by Montgomery, gets a screen by Chan, goes around the rim, right side, layup, can't get the fall, and ends up in the hands of Deshane Montgomery for the Flyers. Going the other way, Montgomery drives inside, an offensive foul. Jordy Rodriguez, he got set, took the charge.
And
4
Rodriguez
turnovers.
slid in front there of Montgomery on the fast break, set his feet. He knew he's going to take the contact. Every time you take a charge, you have to mentally psych yourself up. I'm going to get hit by a college basketball player here in a couple seconds. But you take that contact, you accept it, and you get your team a possession.
Tillery had it. It was poked away by Durkak. A scramble on the court. Finally, the refs blow the whistle and roll a jump ball that would go in favor of the Dayton Flyers at the C. Paul logo. Bearcats now in a scoring drought of their own. No points in the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds. For the Flyers, they are 1 of their last 9 with 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes of action. Cats up 17-6. Flyers will inbound it in front of the Bearcat bench, led by Jacob Connor. Javon Bennett checks back in for the Dayton Flyers, the all-conference first team selection. Deontay Jones tried to go underneath to Layton. Goes off the leg of a Bearcat defender. The second kickball we've seen in this first half alone. Flyers will do it once again off the inbound. Bennett to Layton, straight away. Dribble handoff, Connor. Connor, alley-oop to Layton, and you just lay it in. 4 points for Layton. Flyers down by 9.
It's the second time we've seen them utilize an alley-oop between their players. Maybe somewhat of an avenue for more reliable points.
Thomas fired one to Celestine, goes through the hands and out of play. Another turnover for the Bearcats. Got 7 already in this first half. They had 16 in the game against Georgia State.
I mean, clearly an area of the game that they need to improve. You need to hold on to the ball. You cannot be giving it to the other team as often as they do. Like you said, already at 7, you're happy with the 9-point lead. Stop giving the ball away.
11:51 left to go. We hit another media timeout here in Cincinnati. Cats up 17-8. Take another quick timeout here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Live from Fifth Third Arena, Bearcats up 17-8 in this first half. This series, Justin, began back in 1906. Cincy, they are 6-2 at Fifth Third against Dayton, and overall 38-12 against the Flyers in the city of Cincinnati. We talked about it. Bearcats got the best of the Flyers last year, 66-59, but they did lose 82-68 a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of history between these teams. They see each other quite often, and that means the fans in and around this city know a lot about Dayton. They care a lot about this game, and that's why we've seen a lot of the Cincinnati fans really show out tonight, but also a lot of the Dayton fans make the trip over to Clifton to attend this matchup.
Just right down I-75. These two schools separated by only 51 miles. Flyers with possession. This is Keontae Jones, kicks it off to Javon Bennett. Straight away, 10 left on the shot clock. Bennett goes inside, layup with the left hand, can't get the fall, rebounded by Mustafa Cham. Bearcats going the other way. Day Thomas inside the paint, layup, gets it, the fall, a reverse layup for Day Thomas. That's his first basket, Cats up 19-8.
Thomas is so electric when he gets in the paint, so athletic as well.
And Bennett threw that one, the no man's land. Bearcats will get the ball right back, but that acrobatic finish by Day Thomas.
I mean, he's such a good slasher when he gets in the paint. That's the best part about his game besides his perimeter defense. You're not able to really block the guy. He's going to put on some move, flash the ball in a spot that you don't expect it to be, and then put it up off the backboard. Sweet touch.
Offensive foul against Celestine. He was carrying the ball up the court. Got that arm a little too high with a slight push off. Another turnover for the Bearcats, number 8 on the day. Here comes Baba Miller to come in for Celestine. 2 fouls already for Celestine. Sean Abayev will also check in for Jordy Rodriguez. Abayev, someone who actually visited Dayton during his recruitment process, but ultimately chose the Bearcats. You think that's in the mind of Anthony Grant?
Maybe get a little revenge on a recruit that ultimately chose not to attend your school and go only 50 miles down the road.
Durkak high pass to Jones, who secures it, goes in left side, reverse layup with the right hand, and he gets it the fall. Flyers only down by 9. Thomas gives it off to Miller. Dribble handoff to Abayev at the right wing, guarded by Jones underneath the Chom. Chom picks up his dribble, looking for an outlet, gives it to Baba Miller. Miller still has it, rifles it across the Dede Thomas, a corner 3, connects! Thomas 5 points in this game. Cats now up by 12, 22-10. 10:23 left to go in the first half.
And Thomas is so reliable from the corner, had 2 corner threes to open up last game against Georgia State.
It's a bad pass. Here come the Bearcats. Thomas in the corner once again, guarded by Bennett. Thought about it. Who swings it up top to Miller to Krisha, who just checked in. Krisha at the left wing. Thought about the step back. He was a mismatch against Layton. Underneath, Sham in the paint. He's held. Throws up the shot. Can't get the fall. And it looks like that was a little too aggressive right there from Jacob Connor. So it is an intentional foul against Jacob Connor. He did grab the jersey of Mustafa Cham. The student section very upset.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not something you can do when Cham's going up for a shot. I understand you want to contest, you don't want to give him an easy bucket, but pulling down the jersey of a player and pulling him to the floor is a dangerous play, and you're very lucky that Cham did not get injured on that one.
Cats up by 12. 10:02 remains in this first half with Mustafa Cham, the transfer from UCF, take this free throw. Can't get the fall. Cham, a center, 7'2", from Senegal, the same country in which Aziz Bandega was from when he played for the Bearcats last year. Someone who's really talented and gets a second free throw to fall. For Cham, his 3rd point of the night. Cats up by 13. And off the intentional foul, the Bearcats will inbound it underneath their own basket. Or excuse me, the Dayton basket, pardon me. Jordan Durkak checks out. Insert to Shane Montgomery. Krisha to inbound for the Bearcats. Left side of the hoop, underneath. Nice little floater by Cham. He gets it to fall. Just an easy play right there. Krisha to Cham. Cats up by 15.
And great touch, just rise up with the one hand, a little floater, little hook there, gets it to go.
Underneath, Connor had it. Good contest right there. One of the Bearcats, it looks to be Kirk Krisha, took some contact on that one, took a hard fall. So here for Cincinnati, Halvin Zella will check in for Cham, someone who is a fan favorite here in Clifton. 37 total minutes last year, and did have some action against Western Carolina this season. That's Halvin Zella. Flyers will inbound. Here's Bennett, has it straight away, dancing around, goes inside into the paint. Almost lost a dribble, picks it up, goes out to Jones. They have to get a shot off. Shot clock's at 1. They don't know about it. It's a 30-second violation, but a foul is called. Hold on. That far referee signaled a foul. These fans aren't happy.
I believe they're going to review if the foul was before the shot clock ended. In my opinion, of course, we don't have the greatest view and we don't have a replay here yet. I thought that the buzzer had sounded before the foul would have occurred, before the contact would have occurred.
When Jones had it, there was about 2 seconds left on the shot clock. I don't think he knew about it. But it was definitely very tight, guarded by Baba Miller. Miller's right elbow did catch the head of Jones. The Cats up by 15, 9:27 left to go in this first half. It's been predominantly Cincy, shooting 8 of 11 from the floor, including 4 of 6 from deep. Justin, this is a team that you talked about in the intro. They went 7 of 31 from beyond the arc against Georgia State.
It's a welcome change if you're a Bearcats fan to see them knocking down triples. They've been manufacturing good open looks. Multiple players who are 1 for 1. Thomas and Abayev both hit their opening 3 of the game. You're getting your electric shooters like Abayev involved, Thomas involved. It's good to see. Obviously, only 4 of 6. It's not a large sample size. It's not a high volume yet, but we are still earlier in the game, and it's a good sign.
So the foul will stand against Baba Miller. This will send Keontae Jones to the free throw line. Someone who spent a couple years playing JUCO ball at Mineral Area College. Spent last season at Cal State Northridge. He's one of 4 players in D1 to average more than 13 points, 9 boards, and 4 assists per game last year.
It's a pretty impressive stat line.
Jones can't get the first one to fall. Someone shot 51% from the floor last year, 14 double-doubles. That was 18th in the country. Looking to connect on the second free throw, and he does. Flyers down by 14 for Jones. 3 points in this battle against Cincy. Bearcats inbound it to Sincere Harris. 9:22 remains in this first half. Harris crosses the C-Paul logo, finds Abayev, who kicks it out to Krisha. Miller in front of the Dayton bench to Zella. Give and go. Miller drives in right side, goes with the floater over Connor. Can't get the fall. Rebounded by Keontae Jones. Jones drives in, goes against Miller, and is swatted away. Bearcats in transition. Krisha, Harris drives in reverse layup, gets at the fall. 6 points for Sincere Harris. Cats up 27-11.
Man, Harris was falling to the ground when he threw that one up. A lot of spin off the backboard and just got it to sneak over the rim and in.
Bennett from distance. No good. Here's Krisha for the Bearcats. Finds Miller. Back out to Krisha. Underneath the Halvine Zella going against Leitson. Kicks it out. Harris, three-pointer. Can't get it the fall. Rebounded by Montgomery. He's going in transition for the Flyers. Drives inside, lost his handle, and it will stay Flyer basketball. Abayev immediately calls for a review. 8:17 left to go. Cats up by 16. It was a 1 against 4 for the Shane Montgomery, but he decided to drive in. Why not have a chance?
Not the greatest of odds, but they do get the inbound, so I guess it didn't work out too bad.
Bennett lets one go, and he connects. That's his first basket of the game. Javon Bennett, a three-pointer to cut that deficit down to 13.
It's the first three-pointer for the Flyers in the game as well. That marks him at 1 for 7.
Bennett 1 of 5 in this game so far. Harris has it, finds Krisha at the right wing. Krisha dancing around towards straightaway, calls a screen for Zella. Picks up his dribble, goes underneath the Zella. Nice pass, 6 up on the shot clock, and a travel against Halvine Zella. Turnover number 9 for Cincinnati so far.
Yeah, 9 turnovers. Not a number that you want to see. The team that averages 15.5, they're looking to close in close to that mark by halftime, Chris, which not ideal. You're happy that you have the lead. You're up by 13. Again, take care of the basketball. That needs to be more of an emphasis.
Well, it's another immediate timeout in Cincinnati. Cats up 27-14. 7:48 left to go. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on Bearcat Sports Radio. welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. Cats up 27-14, 7:48 left to go in this first half. Justin, just a quick note that we were looking at is how well the Bearcats are shooting the basketball. Right now they're shooting 64% from the floor, 57% from beyond the arc, and a shocker, 83% from the free throw line. If you take a look at their game against Dayton last year, at halftime, since he was in front 25-17, the Bearcats were shooting 33% from the floor and 18% from deep.
I mean, Chris, that Dayton game last year was a defensive fan's dream and an offensive fan's worst nightmare where there's crying and screaming underneath their bed. However, the Bearcats' offense has been way more efficient tonight. That 83% from the line, as soon as you said that, I had to take a little second and look up at the Jumbotron just to confirm you weren't lying to me, because that's something we don't really see from this Cincinnati team.
In that game against Dayton, the Bearcats never trailed and led by 18 at a point in the second half. However, they closed that game without securing a field goal in the final 6 minutes and 43 seconds. And yet, it was the free throws in that game that kind of paved that way for the Bearcats to win. Here come the Flyers with possession. Thomas kicks out to Bennett, guarded by Sincere Harris to the right wing. It's a mismatch. Nope, they get it right back. 8 left on the shot clock. Jones lost his handle, but it's recovered by Bennett. Bennett's got to do something. Drives in, lost his balance. It's a turnover for the Flyers. Here come the Bearcats. Harris goes in, finds a buy from the corner. Krisha, inside pass, Celestine to Cham. The floater can't get the fall once again. Cats still up by 13, 7 minutes and 2 seconds remain in this first half. Flyers with possession. Montgomery to Thomas, lets one go from distance, can't get it the fall. Rebounded by Abayev. Krisha has it, goes underneath to Cham, guarded by Malachi Thomas. Cham finds Krisha, spot, fire, catches, releases, it's no good. Rebounded by Montgomery. 6:35 left to go in the first half.
That one looked pretty nice off the hand of Krisha. I thought he banged another one, but just rolled out.
Inside the paint was Thomas, Malachi Thomas. Here comes Abayev, other end, rises up, it's showtime! Shot Abayev with the flush.
The one-hand tomahawk looking like a LeBron on the fast break. Unstoppable Abayev.
Cats up by 15. Abayev, 5 points tonight. The All-American. Bennett lets one go from distance, no good. Celestine gets tripped from behind by Thomas. That's another foul for the Flyers. Oh, Sean Abayev. What a dunk that was.
I mean, Chris, I didn't know he had that in him. We know he's such a good three-point shooter and an athletic player, and he is 6'8". I didn't know he had that in him. That was powerful, too.
Abayev, 6'8", 210, the second highest rated recruit of the 247 sports era for Cincinnati, only behind Lance Stevenson.
Well, we know Lance Stevenson is a legend here, and he played a long time in the NBA. I actually met Lance Stevenson once, Chris. I have a picture with him, yeah.
Nice. It's a 1-on-1 for Celestine. Lets that one go, back iron, can't get the fall. Takes a deflection off a Cham blast, and it'll be Flyer basketball.
Yeah, just took an unfortunate bounce, landed on Cham's foot, and straight out of bounds.
Flyers, 5 of 19 from the floor so far in this first half. 5:48 left to go. Bearcats up by 15. Bryce Hurd has it straight away, finds Keontae Jones underneath. Leighton against Abayev, gets that one the fall and the foul. Amael Leighton leads the Flyers with 6 points. And will go to the line to potentially secure a three-point play.
Yeah, Abayev thought he was straight up. Leighton leads in a little bit, gets the chest-to-chest contact, finishes through it, and he'll have a chance here to make it a three-point play.
For Abayev, that's his second foul, so he'll take a breather. Joey Rodriguez checks in. Fun fact for Leighton, who wears number 29, he is the first Flyer to wear that number as he sinks his free throw.
Very interesting. With the long history of Dayton, that is curious how 29 went unworn for so long.
It's the only player to wear that number. He's the second Flyer in program history to be from France as well.
You know, Chris, the team actually nicknamed him Frenchie. And Coach Anthony Grant has a little bit of a different nickname. He calls him Baguette.
Should I start using that?
Maybe. Next play?
We'll see. 5:30 left to go in the first half. Cats up by 12. Thomas has it behind the back pass to Chom straight away. Chom picks up his dribble, looking for an outlet, and guarded by Leitzone. Finds Rodriguez, drives inside, alley-oop to Chom. Can't get the fall. Leitzone, the Baguette, got to handle that one. Hurd to Leitzone. He lets this one go, and it's no good. Rebounded by Celestine. Day Thomas at the right wing, guarded by Bryce Hurd. Patiently waiting, gives it off to Keyshawn Tillery, who finds Celestine. Bearcats working around the perimeter. Thomas, crossover, gets the shot off. Tried to draw a foul against Hurd. Referee says no foul, play on. Here comes Montgomery the other way for the Flyers. 4:46 left to go. Finds Leitzone at the right wing, kicks off Bennett. Guarded by Rodriguez at the left wing, gets a screen. Bennett kicks it off. Hurd underneath, Leitzone in the paint, bodying his way through, goes off the glass, and it rolls out. Rebounded by Mustafa Cham. Cats up by 12, 4:25 left to go. Tillery goes inside, kicks it off to Rodriguez, who tried to save it, but he goes out of bounds. Another turnover, number 11 in this game for Cincinnati.
Yeah, and Tillery ran into the paint, full head of steam. Not sure he knew what he was going to do with the ball once he got there. Saw Rodriguez out in the corner. It was just too high and too far out for Rodriguez to really corral.
Cham and Celestine check out for the Bearcats. Insert Baba Miller and Tyler McKinley with 4:17 left to go in half number one. Bearcats up 29-17 in the 93rd all-time meeting between these two schools. Keontae Jones for the Flyers has it, dancing around towards its right side, trying to find Montgomery, poked out of play by Day Thomas.
You know, Chris, it was interesting. We mentioned in the pregame how I thought Day Thomas would really be taking the Javon Bennett matchup, but right now it's been freshman Keyshawn Tillery who has been guarding Bennett and putting in a lot of effort on that defensive end.
10 left on the shot clock. Bennett drives inside right side and can't get the fall, but a foul is called. Looks to be against McKinley. So Bennett will go to the free throw line to shoot two. But first, a media timeout here in Cincy. 3:59 left to go. Cats up by 12. We'll take a quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back. Bearcats taking on the Dayton Flyers here in Cincinnati. Cats up by 12, 3:59 left to go. The last time Dayton played here at UC, you got to go back to March 22nd of 2010. It was the NIT second round, and the Flyers won 81-66. They wore their black jerseys for the first time that season against the Bearcats. They then went on to beat Illinois, Ole Miss, and North Carolina to win the NIT. Here so far, the Bearcats have the best of the Flyers, up by 12. Coming out of the timeout, Javon Bennett will have 2 free throws. Flyers shooting 27% from the floor and 10% from deep. There is Javon Bennett, 1 of 6 from the floor. His first free throw is up and good. Bennett 4 points on the night. This is his 3rd season as a Flyer. Did play his freshman year at Merrimack. He was the conference's Rookie of the Year on a team that won the regular season and tournament championship. Bennett makes both free throws. Cats up by 10. Here's Thomas bringing up the ball, passes the timeline, who gives it off to Keyshawn Tillery, guarded by Jordan Durkak. Tillery to Rodriguez in the corner, far side, and a foul is called. That's against Jayon Simon, the redshirt sophomore from Mableton, Georgia. Cats in a single bonus, 1-1. This will be Baba Miller at the free throw line. Miller scoreless in this game so far. Gets set for his first free throw, and that one is short. Rebounded by Keontae Jones. Cats up by 10, 3:39 remains in this first half. Layton, dribble handoff. Durkak, who swings it across the court to Bennett. He lets one go from the left wing, in and out. Rebounded by Baba Miller. Bearcats with possession. Miller crosses the timeline. Working on Simon, dribble handoff Rodriguez. Rodriguez at the right wing, goes across the court, and it's stolen by Keontae Jones. Jones, bounce pass to Durkak, back to Jones, inside, layup, gets it to fall. Flyers have cut that deficit down to 8.
And Rodriguez was down in the paint there, trying to get another charge. Jones sidestepped it, a little euro, and got the layup to go, and now timeout. Wes Miller is hot.
You hear that applause from the fans. Those are Dayton fans here making some noise. A 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 37 seconds for the Flyers. Bearcats in a scoring drought of their own, nearly lasting 3.5 minutes.
Chris, there's a little, almost a war going on in the arena right now. The Flyers fans started a chant, and the student section immediately took note and rained boos down.
Well, that is nearly a sellout crowd here at Fifth Third Arena. As you mentioned, these two schools are not separated by much, so you would expect a lot of Dayton fans to be here. They have made the commute down 75. Student section making themselves heard, you can say.
You know, and it's always good when you have a passionate student section. And you know the Bearcats fans, Chris, we've covered Cincinnati sports for, around 3-4 years around respectively. And we know this is such a passionate fan base about all of their sports. And so anytime the students get a chance to really show up and show out for a big game, you know they're going to.
Here's Carisha, gets past Jones, swings it off. Sincere Harris left wing back up to Carisha, trying to go a no look to Thomas. It's thrown away by the Flyers, and a foul is called on the Bearcats.
There's too many mistakes, Chris. The Bearcats are turning the ball over. They're not getting clean shots. I'm not really sure if they have an offensive game plan right now, and it's scary to see after how hot they started.
The largest lead for Cincinnati in this game was 16. They were up 27-11 at a point. Foul goes against Carisha. That sends Keontae Jones to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Jones releases, can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Baba Miller. Bearcats in transition. Here's Kirk Krisha, gives it off Harris, drives in right side, layup, can't get it to fall. But Thomas gets the rebound. Swings it up top, Krisha. Miller, right wing, penetrates at the block, guarded by Durkak, swings it off. Here's Thomas. 9 left on the shot clock. Thomas, short corner, goes inside, trying to go the reverse layup, and it's blocked by Layton. Flyers on a 7-0 run. Layton goes inside, floater, in and out. Put back attempt, it's no good. An offensive foul, that's going against Jayon Simon. He had a chance and he just missed it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the offensive foul happened right before Simon's shot as John was once again thrown to the ground.
So 2:10 left to go in this first half. Flyers making a push. Bearcats have let up off the gas just a bit. They're 1 of their last 7 from the floor. 5 turnovers in the last 6 minutes and 46 seconds in a scoring drought just over 4 minutes. This will send Mustafa Cham to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Cham, 5 points tonight. He's 1-and-2 from the charity stripe in this game. Cham spins the ball, lets it go, high release, rattles out. Picked up by Layton. The Flyers do have a chance with 2 minutes left to go. They cut this deficit down to 5. Bennett, Durkak, pump fakes, goes in, finds Simon at the far corner. Simon bodying down Miller, goes inside, layup, can't fall, fight for the board, ends up in the hands of Day Thomas. Thomas, spin move, pass to Krisha, who bobbled it just a bit, still has possession for the Bearcats. Cham picks it up, finds Krisha straight away. Krisha lets this one go from deep, and it's back iron. Saved by Baba Miller, cross the court to Day Thomas.
Slow it down here, get a good shot.
They go high to Cham in the paint. Cham goes with the floater, off the mark and no good. Rebounded by Keontae Jones. Durkak has it, right elbow, bodying down Harris. And let's see what this is. Foul was called. It was Harris in defense, it looked like. Yep, and that's his second foul for Sincere Harris. .71 seconds left to go. Cats up by 8. Sean Abayev goes to the scorer's table. We're going to check in. Jordan Durkak will go to the free throw line. Flyers now in the double bonus.
And Chris, it's a good spot to be if you're the Flyers because you get 2 chances at it no matter what every time you're fouled. And the Bearcats haven't scored in over 5 minutes. It's so unbelievable, I can't even say it. Over 5 minutes, they haven't scored a point. This is the time for the Dayton Flyers to capitalize in the last minute and 11 seconds.
So Durkak missed the first one. Everyone on the court moved. The Bearcats got the rebound, but the referee said, hey, he pointed at the scoreboard and said it's a double bonus.
I guess nobody really realized at this point. They're so caught up in the heat of the moment, Chris.
Durkak lets the second one go, and he hits it. Flyers now down by 7, 29-22. 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go. For Durkak, that's his first point of the night. A transfer coming over from Rutgers. Played in 31 games last year with Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. Krisha has it straight away, finds Thomas at the right wing, guarded by Durkak, now picked up by Simon. Abayev, right wing with possession, shot clock at 9, guarded by Jacob Connor. Abayev with a 1-on-1, step back three-pointer, puts it up, and he hits it again! And the foul! Sean Abayev, how do you do?
You can see it in his eyes, Chris. He had the matchup he wanted, the moves, the sidestep, the confidence, and the shot to get it to fall. This is exactly why Sean Abayev was recruited to play at Cincinnati, Chris. His electricity as a scorer.
Abayev, 8 points on the night, 3 of 3 from the floor. Cats up by 10, 44.8 left to go. Abayev to cap off the 4-point play, and he can't. Rebounded by Durkak. Flyers with possession, 40 seconds left before the half. Durkak goes to Simon straight away. Simon dribble handoff to Jones underneath, and a foul is called on Baba Miller as he's going against Jordan Durkak, and hold on, they have to be separated. Durkak drove in, Miller grabbed him a little high and held him for a bit like his son. Durkak did not take exception to that, charged at Miller, and they had to be separated. The entire time, Baba Miller had a straight face.
I mean, Chris, the initial contact by Miller was incidental. He rose up to try to block the shot. Durkak pulled down, he pump faked, but Miller, when he was trying to get a hold of the ball for a jump, he had Durkak's head in almost an arm lock here, right like in his elbow, holding it close, and that's what Durkak didn't like. I'm not sure Baba Miller meant to be holding his head like that. I don't want to be cradling the baby, but it just happened to be there. And Durkak, of course, was not happy about that. Even if it's incidental, I'm not going to be happy about somebody holding me in an arm lock here, so I'm going to be a little bit upset. I understand that. But you can't go then and push Miller after the play. You need to let it go. Keep your head in the game.
The referees are looking this one over. The thing, like you mentioned, Durkak, when he had the ball, it was at his neck. And that's what Miller was trying to go for, but remember,
and Miller's trying to get the jump ball. He's not trying to hold the head of Jordan Durkak.
Durkak's at the arrow, yeah.
They're trying to get the jump ball, so that's a smart play. Durkak just happened to be holding it close to his head. And there is also a significant height difference between these two players, so Miller's trying to reach down and get the ball with his 6'11" frame. And Durkak at 6'5" is just trying to hold on for dear life.
Sounds like it is a common foul. Never mind. Technical foul against Baba Miller. Now here's the thing. Do you remember the WWE and the Big 12 duo that they struck? Well, it's shown here in Cincinnati.
I was wondering where you were going with that, Chris. To be honest, I'm surprised it's not double technicals. I understand the technical on Baba Miller because he probably did hold on a little bit too strong and a little bit too long. But Durkak did go after Miller after the play, so I'm surprised we're not seeing a double tech situation here. But the call is understandable.
So with 30.5 left to go, Flyers down by 10. It's a technical foul against Baba Miller, someone who has been phenomenal for Cincinnati in these first two games. He's the first Bearcat with consecutive double-doubles since Dan Skillings back in the 2024 season conclusion and the start of the 2024-25 season. Led the team with 24 points against Georgia State, including 17 in that second half.
And he's been the Bearcats' best player on the year so far. Transfer coming in from FAU. Still needs to get going in this one, though. He hasn't scored his first points.
Durkak sinks the first free throw. Durkak, 2 points on the night. Going against the Ruckus, second free throw, and he buries it. Cuts that deficit down to 8. 3 points for Durkak. Someone who began his career at Merrimack. He was the conference's player of the year and defensive player of the year as well in his sophomore year. Bennett's free throw, he hits it. Flyers down at 25-32. Bennett gets set once again, and the Flyers convert all 4 free throws. Bennett now has 7 points, 4 of them coming from the free throw line. Bearcats with 13 fouls. Dayton with 10. Cincy, as many fouls as they do with turnovers. Did not expect that one to happen today, you can say. Flyers to inbound this one. Here's Keontae Jones, who kicks it off to Simon. Finds Bennett at the C. Paul logo. 22 seconds left to go. Flyers down by 7. Shot clock at 7. Bennett still has it, dancing around, wide open. Simon, three-pointer off the mark, rebounded by Sincere Harris. And a foul is called against the Flyers with 11.8 in this first half. Bearcats in the double bonus.
And Chris, you know who that was against? It was Jordan Durkak with the foul. I think he's still frustrated after the Bob Miller play because now he sent McKinley to the ground.
His first foul of this game. This will send Sincere Harris to the free throw line. Harris leads the Bearcats in scoring with 6 points, 4 of them from the free throw line. Make it 5 from the free throw line. Harris, Big 12 all-defensive team last year, in which he started all 32 games for West Virginia. He redshirted back in 2023 because he wanted to be more than a defensive guy. While at Illinois, misses the second one just short, fight for the rebound, secured by Harris. 7 seconds left, he's double teamed, fight for the ball. They're saying he went out of bounds far side. Another turnover for Cincinnati. They had all 3 timeouts, opt not to use one. And with 5.4, the Flyers will have possession at the midway point. Bearcats up 33-25, 5.4 left to go. Flyers the inbound, it'll be Connor, gives it off Bennett, guarded by Thomas, 3 seconds. Bennett has to do something. I don't know, he's talking about the clock, he just puts it up, and it's no good. Took way too much time on that possession. And the Cats are up 33-25 to end half number 1. The Flyers do not make a field goal in the final 3 minutes and 12 seconds of that half. They're shooting 24% from the floor, and 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. Bearcats, on the other hand, shooting 48% from the floor, 50% from deep, and now 50% from the free throw line. But Justin, you talked about the ball security. Cincy with 14 turnovers already.
Chris, they averaged 15.5 on the game, and they've already turned it over 14. They're going to pass that within the first minute of the second half at this rate. You need to hold on to the basketball. It's allowing Dayton to come back in this game. They're only down 8 now. If you keep turning it over, they're going to take the lead, and then it's going to be chaos from there.
So interesting note here. The SAP broadcast says 26-33. The scoreboard says 33-25. I have 26-33, so that's where we're going to go at the end of the half. Cats up by 7 as they now adjusted it. Here, the second half should be a fun one, Justin.
I am very excited to see how the rest of this plays out because there's so much chaos at the end of this first half. The bad, not really bad blood, but the tensions are starting to rise a little bit, and so it's going to be interesting to see, does it boil over? Do the Bearcats keep their head? Does Dayton make the comeback? We don't know yet. 20 still to go.
Well, here it's halftime in Cincinnati. Cats up by 7. We'll take a break here in Cincinnati. You're listening to Bearcat Hoops on Bearcat Sports Radio.
Back here in Fifth Third Arena, right before the second half of the Dayton Flyers and the Cincinnati Bearcats. The Bearcats with a 33-26 lead at the half, but Chris, in a very eventful first half, a lot went down. The Flyers were down early, they came back, and then it was a little bit of a scoring drought for the Bearcats. Walk us through what Cincinnati needs to improve on for the second half to come away with the win.
It's going to be consistency, and it's going to be trying to find a rhythm, because the Bearcats, they have good spurts of basketball. I mean, you look at early in this game, they're up by 16 with 9 minutes left to go. They were up 27-11, but since then, they've really struggled a lot, and they lost that rhythm, allowing Dayton to get back in the game, and it really starts with securing the ball. That is a point of emphasis you made in our open, Justin, was ball security. The Bearcats already have 14 turnovers in this game, and that's allowing Dayton to remain in this battle, because 12 points off of turnovers for Dayton, 3 only for UC. So it really starts with consistent play, keeping that rhythm, and hopefully that rhythm allows them to keep the ball security, because you cannot let Dayton back into this game. You have shown many times that you are a good basketball team and you can extend out that lead against the Flyers, but you cannot let them back into this game.
Now, Chris, if I just read you the shooting splits here, you would assume that Cincinnati is up by 20. Dayton is only shooting 24% from the field and 7.7% from three. I've had more cough drops than 7 throughout the first half alone. I mean, they're 1 for 13, and yet somehow they're only down by 7 points to this Bearcats team. Cincinnati needs to capitalize more off of the differences in shooting splits. And we talked about the three-point shooting in the open as well. Bearcats are 50% from beyond the arc. It's everything else that isn't clicking.
I don't want to say this, but this kind of reminds me of the game last year. Dayton starts the first half, 1 of 13 in the first half. Today, they were 0 of 7 from deep in the first half last year against the Bearcats. And then in that second half, they shot 45% from the floor and 45% from three. Both of those teams in that game turned it up in the second half with some sloppy play in the first half. But here, Bearcats, they have to get out to a good lead early. But like you mentioned, sometimes in basketball and sports, things just don't make sense.
The Bearcats will start out with possession in the second half. Carissa has it, gives to Baba Miller on the high elbow. Miller back out to Carissa, errant pass. It was tipped by Bennett. Will stay with the Bearcats.
I think one thing that the Bearcats need is to get Baba Miller going. He's been so far the best player for the team in the first 2 games, and he had a first half to forget, only going 0 of 2 from the floor.
Abayev off the screen. He'll put up a 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Bennett. Dayton pushing the pace. Keontae Jones already on the other end of the floor. He's almost blocked by Cham. Great contest. Cincinnati pushing the pace. Thomas in the corner. Thought about the 3. Working on Latong.
Mismatch.
Fakes the 3 once again. His pass to Abayev is picked off by Montgomery. Bennett facing a 1v4. He will slow it down, wait for the rest of his Flyers to join him. Latong in the post. Abayev guarding him. Couple dribbles, short jumper, off the mark, but the foul called. Latong will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, Abayev isn't happy, but it's the right call. Abayev, he does textbook defense, does a good job of keeping his hands up, but Latong is just 7'1". His wingspan is huge, so anytime he turns around and takes a floater, he's going to make that contact with that defender, and that's exactly what happened. That sends him to the free throw line.
Latong, the Frenchie, the baguette, 7 points on the night, 3 of 3 from the line. Knocks down his first. Chris, Latong is having a very good season so far for the Flyers. 14 points, that's second on the team. Leads the team in rebounds with 6. He's very dynamic as well. A lot of things he can do out there on the floor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's such a huge addition for this Flyers team coming over from France. And as he makes the second one, I'm so just amazed at his ability to shoot the free throw so well at 7'1". You don't see that often.
Dayton with a press. Carissa's pass is tipped on the inbound. Keontae Jones comes up with it. The Flyers have it. Connor puts up a 3. Front rim off the mark. Rebound, Jalen Celestine. Cincinnati is yet to put up a shot. Kirk Carissa gives off to Miller on the right side wing, guarded by Connor. Takes a screen by Cham. Miller's going to drive, gets stopped by Latong. Kick out, Celestine, corner 3. Too strong, rebounded by Montgomery.
Bearcats need to stop right here.
Montgomery on the right wing, puts the moves on Creasa, driving kick, Connor, high catch inside the Jones, who rises up. Good contest by Celestine, rebound Cham.
We talked about a good contest by Celestine, got in the way of the attacker, made it hard. Bearcats get the stop.
Creasa, drive and kick to Cham, lost it on the roll, is able to get it back. Kick out to Miller, his pass to Creasa, knocked out of bounds off the arm of Montgomery. Cincinnati will keep it. 33-28 is the Cincinnati lead. 18 minutes left to go in the game.
The Bearcats are just struggling to pass the ball, honestly. I mean, we saw the Day Thomas turnover. I mean, you don't really see that much from him. The Bearcats are just having a hard time finding outlets.
Thomas, a deep three. That's off the mark, and a foul on Latong. He is not happy about it. Immediately calls for a review.
We'll definitely take a look at this one. It was a mismatch having Latong on Day Thomas. I don't know what he's calling for. I mean, I don't know what Latong is upset about. He made contact with Thomas.
Thomas makes his first free throw. Day Thomas, 6 points on the night with that made free throw. The graduate student here, he's been a Bearcat staple for the last 3 seasons. Had a nice 12 points in their last game against Georgia State, which included 4 3-pointers. Connected with his second free throw as well.
Latong has 3 fouls, so if I'm Cincinnati, I'm going to attack him, especially if Coach Anthony Grant is going to keep him in this game.
Not a lot of big man depth on this Dayton team. We haven't seen a lot of rotational players come in, and we're going to have to see that eventually for Latong, as has 3 fouls like you mentioned. 36-28, Cincinnati in the lead. Latong has it up top. Montgomery now in the corner, working on Creasa. Has to give it up. Jones spins out of Miller's trap. Jones misses the acrobatic layup. Celestine comes up with it. Running the break, he'll stop. Bounce pass down low, Cham, back out Creasa. Miller on the baseline, he rises up, and it is a jump ball. He collided with Keontae Jones on his way up.
Yeah, Miller is upset at that one. I mean, beautiful ball movement from the Bearcats, but it's a great job by Jones on contesting the Baba Miller attempt. I mean, we talked about the size of Baba Miller. He's 6'11", 225. That is not easy to contest with someone at that size. And Jones just did it like it was no problem at all.
Jones a little shaken up on the other end of the floor. He will come out of the game. Jordan Durkak will come in.
Uh-oh. We saw what happened in that first half between Miller and Durkak.
Well, they are both in at the same time, and Durkak is actively walking towards Baba Miller.
They're going to guard each other. I like this.
Bennett on the right side wing, guarded by Creasa. Now Durkak has it. He has the Miller assignment. Kicks out to Montgomery. Montgomery on Thomas. Working baseline. Poked away for a second. Fades out to Latong, and Latong traveled, going for the pass. The 9th Dayton turnover. Creasa will get the possession started for the Bearcats. They're in the lead, 36-28. 17 left to play. Thomas gets it up top, guarded by Montgomery. Creasa now down low. Baba Miller faces a double, tries to go cross court. That one's picked off by Montgomery. Durkak has it on Miller. He's going to go to his right. Now fade back out. Cham is guarding him, picks up his dribble. Gets a cutting Bennett, kick, corner. Connor puts up a 3. That one's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Latong. Bails back out to Durkak, working on Cham, gets inside, spinning out. Connor on the wing. Now back out Latong, he'll put up a 3, and he buries it. Ahmed Latong, his first 3 of the night. Creasa working quickly on the other end. Cincinnati's lead has been cut to 5. Celestine guarded by Jacob Connor. 12 on the shot clock. Cincinnati does not have much movement on the offensive end of the ball. Celestine driving to his left. He's blocked by Montgomery. Running the break up to Durkak. Kick. Bennett. Latong. He'll put up another 3. Back iron. No good. Rebounded by Baba Miller.
The Bearcats just have no energy, no rhythm at all. It's just been not a good sight to see for Cincinnati. A scoring drought that's going to be around 2.5 minutes now with this possession. They really have to get something going.
Thomas guarded by Bennett up top, working to his right, kicks to Creasa. He'll put up a 3. Creasa knocks it down. Second 3 of the night for Kerr Creasa. Bearcats back in the lead by 8.
Oh, he's one of the players you talked about, Justin, who needs to step up in this game.
Connor working on Celestine, kicks. Montgomery in the corner, driving inside, knocked away from behind. Will stay Flyers basketball, because that will send us to a media timeout here. The first one of the second half. Cincinnati in the lead, 39-31 with 15 to go. Coming back out of the timeout, Cincinnati in the lead, 39-31. Chris, neither team has really been able to find an offensive rhythm 5 minutes into the second half. Cincinnati especially has not gotten many good shots up. What do they have to do to improve on that side of the ball?
Well, easy thing to say, make some baskets, but nah, I mean, like you mentioned, both teams are struggling to find a rhythm. Dayton 1 of 7 in the second half, Cincy 1 of 5. It's just, you got to be smart for Cincinnati, because the Dayton defense is playing really well and it's throwing you off a rhythm. So I think it's just trusting your playmakers and really trusting the system that in the game plan that hopefully Coach Wes Miller has implemented in this game, because the Bearcats are looking sloppy all around. They just don't have a rhythm at all. They're making bad plays, bad passes. This is not a Cincinnati team that we're really used to looking at.
10 on the shot clock for the Flyers. Bennett up top, guarded by McKinley. Step back 3. Off the mark, offensive rebound to Montgomery.
Too many of those.
A second chance for the Flyers. Montgomery kicks out to Simon. They'll swing it around to the other side. Durkak, and that's an illegal screen. It's contact on Jones. Carrizo was knocked to the floor. The Bearcats will take possession.
I mean, Dayton, 5 offensive boards in this game, since with only 3, but those second chance points are going to be so critical going down the stretch of this game. If you're Cincy, you have to control the glass. They do have some size, but Dayton also does have size themselves, so it's making it tough, and they're both really good defensive teams. It's just who's going to find a rhythm first.
Shanabayev back in for Jalen Celestine. Carrizo on the right side, kicks us in here. Harris. Harris goes to his right, off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound. McKinley had it, and a foul called on that end of the floor. And that will be on Tyler McKinley. His second foul of the day. Fouls were a big problem in the first half as Dayton got to the double bonus by the end of the half. Something Cincinnati will need to improve on here in the final 14 and a half minutes.
Bearcats have some foul trouble of their own. Abayev with 3, Miller with 3, including a technical. So that's why you're seeing, these small spurts between those players. Now that's Harris's 3rd foul. So the Bearcats, they're going to have to go to their bench in the second half and really pick up some extra pieces, like a Jordy Rodriguez who's coming to the table now.
And Rodriguez will check in for Sincere Harris. Like you mentioned, with 3, Abayev also with 3, Baba Miller with 3, and the technical. Cincinnati will have to lay off the defensive aggression, which may give Dayton more opportunities. Inbound pass to Montgomery on the lob. Perfectly placed by Durkak. Montgomery soared in.
Oh boy, what a play that was. That was beautiful to watch. That was right in front of us too.
Cincinnati leads by only 6. Jordy Rodriguez gives to Miller on the left wing. Now to McKinley, handoff Carrizo. Takes the screen, Carrizo working to his right, his pass is picked off. Durkak on the break, throws a lob to Jones, back to back. 39-35, Dayton is storming back. Wes Miller out on the court, he wants a timeout.
They are just getting destroyed through the air right now. Back-to-back alley-oops. I'd take off the headset for a second because it got pretty loud in here. These Dayton fans are making a lot of noise. I mean, they're standing up all across this arena. Oh, boy.
There is a "Let's Go Flyers" chant echoing here, Chris, as the Flyers are down only 4 now. How about those dunks by Montgomery and Jones? And Durkak on the assister on both of those. He knows his teammates so well where to place the ball. Perfect plays.
It starts the turnovers for Cincinnati. You have to take care of the ball. You have veteran players like your Day Thomas and your Kurt Carrizo turning over the ball. If they are doing that with so much experience that they have, it is just a recipe for disaster. If your stars and your main guys with so much experience can't even take care of the ball, what do you think is going to happen to the other guys that come in, like Keyshawn Tillett?
18 turnovers for the Bearcats, and that has allowed this Dayton Flyers team, who is shooting 26% from the field and 11% from 3, to be in the basketball game with 14 minutes to go in the second half. That is absurd, Chris.
I mean, we talked about it before. How sports can just be a crazy thing. You look at that stat line. How are you shooting 26% from the floor, 2 of 18 from 3, and yet you're down by 4? It's crazy, like you mentioned. And the Bearcats, they started the game off so well, but the Flyers just came back in this game because of the Cincy turnovers. And now they have the momentum here inside of Fifth Third Arena, in which I don't want to say, but the Flyers fans they're making a lot of noise, and they're silencing the Cincy crowd here.
Of course, college basketball is a very crazy sport. Some would say the craziest sport in the country. Of course, lots of things happen when these teams go up against each other. A lot of history between these teams. So you're always going to have some fun matchups, but Cincinnati was hoping to come away with a pretty easy win on this one to showcase their talents early in the year, and that is just not the case. The Flyers refuse to go away.
I mean, it sure looked like it when the Cats were up by, I believe, 16 in that first half. You're thinking, wow, this Cincy team came to play. But they allowed Dayton to get back into this game, and once they get momentum, the Flyers are just so hard to stop. They run kind of like an 8-ish, 9-man rotation, so they have a lot of the same guys on the court. But the key thing going forward in the final 14 minutes of this game is that Cincy foul trouble. They have to be more disciplined because a lot of your stars have 3 fouls, and if they get a 4th, you know they got to take a breather.
And not only do they have to take a breather, but someone else from the bench needs to step up and come into the game and play an impact late in the game as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it affects the entire lineup because you have to play a little bit of a smaller ball situation, at least they were, with Rodriguez. You kind of lose that size with your center, Mustafa Cham. Oh my goodness.
Cincinnati can't break the press. Montgomery has it for the Flyers. Gives it to Durkak, up top. Now Simon, swinging it around the perimeter. Jones on the handoff kick. Durkak puts up a 3. Short on the front rim, Baba Miller with the rebound.
He's got to get going on the offensive end, Baba Miller.
Day Thomas working on Montgomery. Gives to Celestine, now up top. Baba Miller back to Celestine. Abayev on the right wing on the 5th-3rd logo. Takes the screen, has the matchup with Durkak. 10 on the shot clock. Abayev crosses to his left. Abayev flips one up, and there's a block. Simon took the contact. He's called for the foul.
Yeah, Abayev, he's explosive. I mean, once he has some space in that one-on-one, just a nice little crossover and explodes into the paint. Good job of him drawing the foul. The only thing is, since he's not a good free throw shooting team, so.
Sean Abayev 0 for 1 from the line tonight. 60% as a team tonight. His first one is up and rattles in. Back up to a 5-point lead for the Bearcats. 40-35, 13 to go. Abayev with the opportunity to extend it to 6.
Got Sincere Harris going to the scorer's table.
And he can't connect on the second one. 1 for 2 from the line for Sean Abayev. Durkak on Miller on the right wing. Back out Simon, swinging around. Montgomery has it. Gian Simon up top. Hand off to Bennett coming off the screen. Bennett, bounce pass down low. Simon trying to go over McKinley. And they will call a down low foul on Tyler McKinley.
Really? I mean, McKinley has his hands up. I mean, we're taking a look on the replay of the Jumbotron. Are they going to call the hip check maybe? But, I mean, if you're McKinley, I don't think there's much more you can do in defending Simon.
Add Tyler McKinley to the list of Bearcats with 3 fouls.
That's huge right there.
Simon at the line for the Flyers. First free throw rattles out. Simon scoreless tonight. That was his first free throw attempt. Gian Simon from Mableton, Georgia, had 7 points and 2 steals in the last game against UMBC. Tonight, he's been contributing off the ball. Second free throw for Simon, connects on that one. Back to only a 4-point lead for the Bearcats, still facing that press. They weren't able to break it last time. Thomas barely escapes the pass to Sincere Harris. Thomas gets it back, guarded by Durkak way up top. Working to his right, gives to Sean Abayev. He has the matchup on Bennett. Now takes the screen, switched on the Jones. Abayev to his left, crosses, step back, bails out to Thomas. 4 on the shot clock. Thomas tries to draw the contact, gets it on Jones, almost bounces in for him. Keontae Jones fell for the pump fake, and Thomas will have another chance at the line for 3 free throws.
Listen, I couldn't tell you what the offensive game plan is from Coach Wes Miller. I mean, the Bearcats just spend too much time on the perimeter. They try and get this ISO one-on-one going. Abayev has his chance, but good defense by Jones and Thomas. I mean, just think about it. If he doesn't get that pump fake and that foul, I mean, the Flyers are going the other way with it, but it's just the Bearcats are, I don't know what they're trying to do on the offensive end.
Thomas connected on all 3 free throws last time up. He connects on his first here as well. Up to 8 points, or 9 points, excuse me. Former JUCO transfer from Kilgore College been one of the best players for this team. One of the few returners as well. Wes Miller relies on him for a lot of leadership and a lot of the lead ball handling. Connects on all three once again.
This is a chance for the Cincinnati crowd to get back into the game. A stop right here would be huge for the Bearcats.
Cincinnati up by 7, 12 left. Montgomery working on Sincere Harris. Crosses to his right, going baseline kick. Durkat corner three. Ooh, off the side of the backboard, way off. Celestine on the fast break. Harris, he's blocked off the backboard. Jones flies in, out of bounds, and it will stay Cincinnati ball.
First off, that Durkat three-pointer, the side of the hoop, oh boy. He's gonna hear it from the student section his entire game. But on the other end, Sincere Harris is so good when he's going down in the paint and driving in, but good defense by Keontae Jones. Got up there and made the block with one hand. Oh boy.
Cincinnati largely relying on free throws as they haven't had a field goal in the last 3 minutes and 33 seconds. They're in the lead 43-36 with just under 12 to go here at the media timeout. We'll be back after a short break on Bearcast Sports Radio. Back after the timeout, Cincinnati in the lead by 7 points. Day Thomas, 6 points here in the second half. Moves his total up to 11. He leads the Bearcats. And it will be Cincinnati basketball on the far end of the court. Sincere Harris set to inbound for the Bearcats. Chance to build up their momentum. Gets it into Shauna Abayev deep in the backcourt. Working on Montgomery. Abayev working to his right, gets inside the paint. Lost it on the drive, out of bounds. Flyer basketball.
Well, Abayev tried to go off the glass, but just couldn't get that release off. Good defense by the Flyers. For Cincy, they're shooting 1 of 7 from the floor in the second half. 7 of 8 from the charity stripe.
Javon Bennett in the corner. Gets down low, Latong. Deep kick out to Montgomery. He's guarded by Sincere Harris. 10 on the shot clock. Montgomery on the baseline. Backing down Harris. Strong pushes, loses it. Out of bounds, and it will stay Dayton basketball last touch by Sincere Harris.
Good job by Dayton and Montgomery. You want to attack Sincere Harris. Get one of those Bearcats to get their 4th foul so they come out for an extended period of time.
Both Harris and Abayev on the floor with 3 fouls, and we'll get a call here on Day Thomas. It is only Thomas's first, so he's not in any trouble. Another inbound opportunity for the Flyers. Keontae Jones will send it in, gets it to Montgomery in the corner. Deep up top, Javon Bennett, guarded by Day Thomas. Takes the screen to his left by Latong, facing a light trap. Kicks out Bryce Hurd. Hurd to his right. Gets the ball over the swipe of Chom and bounces in for him. Bryce Hurd, his first points of the night. Coming a big moment, cut the Bearcat lead back down to 5.
I mean, it's hard to go over someone as big as Chom. Good finish right there by Bryce Hurd.
Thomas, fake the 3 on the right wing. Kick out. Celestine puts one up. Celestine knocks it down. Second 3 of the night for him.
That's something the Bearcats desperately needed.
Bennett kick out Latong. He thought about the 3. He'll retreat back out and give it to Bennett. Splits the defense. Driving kick. Montgomery almost lost the pass. He'll put up a corner 3. Off the mark. Offensive rebound. Keontae Jones keeps it alive for the Flyers. He'll drive, work around Chom, and can't get the rebound to fall.
Why is nobody guarding Jones on that rebound?
Thomas working quickly on the other end. He'll toss one up. He's fouled. Thomas, another chance at the free throw line. He's already shot 6 free throws in the second half so far, and he'll have 2 more.
And more importantly, Jones on his 4th foul.
Jones in deep foul trouble with that 4th. Latong for the Flyers also has 3. And so their bigs are facing some pressure. Thomas connects on his first. He is still perfect from the free throw line. 7 of 7, 12 points for Day Thomas. A couple substitutions. Carcrisa checks back in for the Bearcats, as well as Tyler McKinley and Jordan Durkak back in the game for Dayton.
Yeah, right there. When Jones got that offensive board, he was literally unmarked underneath the basket. Nobody was near him at all that allowed him to get that rebound and almost a second chance layup.
Thomas, still perfect on the night from the line. 8 of 8, 13 points, and the Bearcats are up by 10. 48-38, 10 minutes left in the game.
For Thomas, his 31st career double-figure scoring game.
Durkak up top, gives to Bennett on the right wing. Bennett now in the corner, driving past Thomas, puts up the lay, gets it to bounce in, and the foul. Javon Bennett, cold-blooded, stops the Cincinnati run.
He's so good at attacking the hoop with authority. We talked about his size, only 5'10", 165. But he is someone who struggled against UC last year, not having his best game today, but he can attack the rim with authority. Did a good job right there. Good finish right there from Bennett.
Bennett, 2 of 10 tonight. He does have 9 points, now a 10 with that made free throw. The old school 3-point play cuts the Bearcats lead to 7. And Dayton once again implementing the press, which Cincinnati has had lots of trouble breaking. Prisa gets it into Thomas. He's trapped quickly. Retreats out to Abayev. They will cross the midcourt mark. Celestine drives over Latong. Good contest. Latong with the board. Dayton on the break. Durkak to a cutting Montgomery. He's down the lane. He gets an and one. Abayev not happy. Montgomery puts it in. Montgomery also slow to get up. That is 4 on Sean Abayev.
There's not much just to say, honestly, in this game for Cincy. And they've been playing very poorly in the second half, and with it only being a 5-point game as of right now as Abayev comes out for Harris. If the Bearcats go on like a 7-8-0 run, they can really kind of not put this game away, but give them a lot more breathing room. They just need one good run to really push them ahead and get some cushion.
Montgomery with 6 points on the night. He connects with his free throw, pushes the Bearcat lead to only 4. Dayton has worked their way back. Thomas, his pass is picked off trying to break the press. Durkak throws to Montgomery for the lob. Another one, Durkak to Montgomery. It's a 2-point lead. Harris working quickly on the other end. He misses. The rebound and the putback by McKinley is good.
Holy guacamole, what a lob right there by Durkak. But the Bearcats' quick response by McKinley.
4-point game. Hurd on the wing, driving inside. He has it stripped away. Baba Miller. Miller on the break. He'll take it himself. Gets the layup off the glass over Latong.
That's his first basket for Baba Miller. Now this crowd really trying to find some energy. He's so good at attacking the basket.
The crowd noise picked up, and Anthony Grant calling for the timeout. They still don't hear it. The crowd was so loud they didn't hear the timeout.
I took off my headset to listen to it. I mean, it's very loud in here. We talk about it being one of the most underrated environments of college basketball, and it definitely showed there. I mean, the Bearcats, good job right there by Baba Miller, attacking the hole, getting into the paint and laying it up and in. He's someone that he really has to get going on that offensive end, someone who has so much talent, but the Bearcats' 6-point lead, they just need some more breathing room to be a lot more comfortable, and hopefully maybe right now they can get a run going here and really blow this game open.
Just under 9 minutes left to play. Cincinnati in the lead by 6. Coach Anthony Grant was hoping to dampen the crowd noise with that timeout, but it may have just gotten louder.
I mean, it was weird because he was signaling timeout. Ski E started playing once again. What a shocker. But the referee's blowing his whistle. The fans are just going crazy. The players are playing. Like, there's so much chaos. When that happens, it tells you the crowd here is going crazy.
Chris, are you not a Ski E fan, I take it?
It's been the theme song for the past 3 years. Like, change it up, I think.
Understandable.
Not that it's a bad song, but for 3 years, you'd imagine, like, you know, been a lot of songs that came out in the past 3 years.
Bryce Hurd will inbound on the sideline on the right side of the court.
Coach Miller's like a good 4 or 5 steps onto the court right now.
He is on the 5th third logo on the other side, intently watching his Bearcats on this defensive possession. 12 on the shot clock, Latong up top, handoff to Durkak, working to his left, kicks out Simon, he fumbled it. 5 on the shot clock, Simon, free throw line jumper, back iron, no good. Sincere Harris with the board.
Push it, push it.
Harris working fast, dumps to McKinley, one dribble, kick out, Thomas for the 3. He knocks it down! Day Thomas pumps up the crowd, and Cincinnati's in the lead by 9.
Beautiful find right there by McKinley to a wide open Thomas.
Bennett working on Harris, playing physical, going to his right, gets past Harris and puts up the sweet touch off the glass.
Too easy right there for Bennett. Bearcats need to push this one.
Carissa already puts it up. Throws it one-handed. Baba Miller, are you kidding?
Oh my goodness, that's that 6'11" frame we're talking about. If that Kurt Prisha and Baba Miller duo can get going, oh my goodness.
Bennett puts up a 3. That one's blocked by Thomas. It's electric in 5th third.
They have numbers.
Harris kicks it. Carissa fakes the 3. Now he'll put one up. He knocks it down. Carissa. Cincinnati in the lead by 12. It's pandemonium in 5th third.
I can barely hear you through the headset.
I can't hear myself.
This is what the Bearcats needed to extend this lead. A 12-2 run over the last 2 minutes.
Simon has it. Getting inside on Miller. Short jumper, and he hits it to silence the crowd, and I can finally hear my own thoughts now. What a sequence. Cincinnati in the lead, 60-50. Under 7 left to go. Sincere Harris has it on the left wing, swings up top, Tyler McKinley. Hand off to Thomas. Thomas in the paint. He'll stop, he'll kick, swing. Miller in the corner. Hits the backboard, doesn't connect for Baba Miller.
You almost made that. That was wrong.
Latong up top, hand off, Javon Bennett. Bennett going to his right, puts it up over McKinley. Good rebound by Baba Miller. Harris once again on the break. Gets past Simon, throws it up, just rolls out for Sincere Harris. Would have been an electric play, and the roof would have erupted off this place. Instead, Harris will get 2 chances at the line, and that does send us to a timeout. Cincinnati in the lead, 60-50, with just over 6 minutes left to play in this one. What a sequence we just witnessed. We'll take a short break here on Bearcat Sports Radio and return after this break. Just a reminder that today's broadcast is presented by El Vaquero. It's authentic Mexican dining just steps off of UC's campus on Short Vine. Visit El Vaquero today at 2845 Short Vine Street, and then follow them online as well, El Vaquero, Clifton.elvaquero. It's the best authentic Mexican food in Cincinnati. Again, 2845 Short Vine Street. Follow them online, El Vaquero, Clifton.elvaquero, the best in Cincy.
There you go, hitting the table once again on another ad read, Justin.
Chris, I get so enthusiastic about ad reads and sponsors. I just have to hit the table to let my passion show.
I remember during dodgeball and during that same ad read, you were smacking the table literally.
I smacked that table a little bit too hard. It did rattle the equipment, so we toned it down a little bit now.
We?
Yes, we.
No, that's you.
Chris, we are broadcast partners in this. Everything is a we here.
I think one thing that stands out to me, honestly, Day Thomas, 11 of his 16 points have come in the second half. The Bearcats have really found a rhythm, especially from beyond the arc, shooting 4 of 7. Their free throw shooting has been phenomenal, you can say, in the second half. 9 of 10 with Harris at the line.
Yeah, and 8 of those 9 makes have been Day Thomas. Sincere Harris unable to connect with his first from the line. That puts Harris at 5 of 7 tonight. He's been a very reliable free throw shooter. 7 points for him. Second chance is up and bounces in. 11-point is the Cincinnati lead. 6 minutes to go. Dayton needs some kind of answer. Simon on the right wing. Handoff to Montgomery. Working inside. Tosses the short lob to Simon. He catches. Dribble on the floor. Kick out to Bennett. 10 on the shot clock. Bennett facing the double. Getting past Cham. Working baseline. Almost lost it. Kick to Simon. Fake. He'll put up a 3. Off the rim. No good. Rebound Mustafa Cham. And he is fouled.
I think that's on Durkak. That's going to be a second, I believe.
Looks like they catch Javon Bennett for that one. And it does send the Bearcats to the line as they are in the bonus. Mustafa Cham ready to put one up on the other end. Can't connect, fight for the board, tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Baba Miller and the Bearcats.
How about this? Dayton, 16 of 53 from the floor, 2 of 23 from beyond the arc. Oh my goodness.
Chris, I'm pretty sure I made more threes the last time I went up to the rec.
I think I made more today when I went earlier. And I'm washed.
You may need to open up your eligibility. Durkak pushes Krisa over. It's a blocking foul. Krisa went sliding on the court. It is only Kirk Krisa's second foul. Isn't in any trouble as of right now. Durkak set to shoot free throws as Dayton is now in the bonus. Both teams in the bonus with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, whenever you have that, both teams in the bonus under 6 minutes left to go, it's gonna be a long finish here.
Durkak connects, so he'll have another chance. Sean Abayev checking back in for the Bearcats. Sincere Harris with 3 fouls will check out.
I think if you're Sean Abayev, I think Coach Wes Miller's telling you, if someone is driving, just let them go by you. You have 4 fouls. We cannot risk you to foul out.
Durkak unable to connect with the second. Kirk Krisa has it for the Bearcats. They lead by 10. Krisa kicks to Abayev on the right wing. Abayev going to his left. A cutting Thomas. Thinks about the 3. He'll put one up. Just too short. Rebound Durkak pushing the pace. Full court pass to Montgomery. He's unable to save it. Just a little bit too far on the pass from Durkak.
Well, it's a good, I'm not going to say it's good, but you do have to lead the player in that instance. Sean Abayev playing good defense, but like you mentioned, just too much on that pass. It kind of had to be a perfect one, especially the angle he was going, but yeah, just a bad pass right there from Durkak.
Dayton putting on the pressure. Thomas to inbound. Gets it into Baba Miller. Miller gets it back to Thomas. He's getting doubled. But the duo of Krisa and Thomas are able to break the press and set up the possession for the Bearcats.
It'll be interesting how they play together because both of them are like court generals almost, just, leading the offense.
Abayev gets inside, working to his left. He throws it down with the left hand.
What they say? Jump man, jump man, jump man. Abayev, he went up, man. He's so athletic.
12-point lead for the Bearcats. Simon has it up top, working on Cham. Handoff to Montgomery. Back kick up. Durkak got Miller in the air, driving inside. He misses a layup. Good contest by Cham. Miller up top for the Bearcats. Gives it to Thomas, and he will slow things down. You mentioned the floor general personality for Day Thomas. Thomas is fouled by Simon as he's trying to get a lane.
That's his 4th. Simon.
So he will have to watch his fouls for the rest of the match. Tyler McKinley checking in for the Bearcats as Latong will check in for Simon. And you can't risk him fouling out with 4 minutes.
It's huge also because, like you mentioned, 4 minutes left to go. Dayton down by 12. They have to play perimeter ball. And when you bring in your center, that really eliminates that spacing and has to kind of force you to play a different way.
Thomas connects with the free throw, and he will have a second chance in the 1-and-1. Sincere Harris back into the game for Cincinnati. Sean Abayev with the 4 fouls will take a rest. Harris does have 3. And Thomas stays perfect from the free throw line. 10 of 10 tonight, all of them in the second half.
18 points for the grad student as well.
Latong an open 3 on the wing. Unable to connect. Rebound Sincere Harris.
Oh.
And an off-ball foul
It's on Baba Miller.
On Baba Miller, and they will review this one as well.
That's just a foul like you don't have to commit at all. There's no reason to do that. Like, I get it's intent. There's just why?
Remember that Baba Miller does have a technical from early in the game. He also has 4 fouls.
There's no reason to do that. Like, you're ahead of your guy. What's the point? There's so much, man. Just unnecessary.
Now, as they review this one, Cincinnati's in the lead, 65-51 with 4 minutes to go. They've connected on 6 of their last 8 shots. Chris, what has changed for the Bearcats offense that allowed them to get on a hot streak?
It's honestly like baseball to me, you know. Whenever your leadoff guys get a basket, you know, that kind of just influences the rest of the lineup. For the Bearcats, when your veterans get going, like your Day Thomas, you see what he's been able to do, then Kurt Risha gets involved. The entire team feeds off of that. And then with that, the entire arena gets going, and then the players feed off that as well. So it's this constant cycle in which the players feed off of each other. And I think that's what we saw. I talked about it. The Bearcats just needed one good run to give them a push and give them a lot of cushion in this game, and they did just that. I want to say it was a 12-2 run at a point, but because of the players feeding off each other, I think that's what made them successful.
Day Thomas has done everything he can in this second half to really propel the Bearcats team. He is up to 18 points, Chris. His highest scoring game of the young season to this point. For the Flyers, they are led by Javon Bennett as well as Amer Letong with 12 points each.
Letong, I like it, man. I think honestly a big thing too is, even though this doesn't really sound good, I mean 7 turnovers and a half for Cincinnati on this standard is, the way they played today, it's been good, I guess. I mean, you had, let's see, you had 14 in that first half, so it looks like that foul's going to stand on Baba Miller, makes it 8, but keeping the ball more secure in the second half has been pivotal.
It is still a glaring 22 turnovers, though, for the Bearcats. I mean, you read those stats up there, okay, 14 assists, not bad. 33 rebounds, defensive rebounds, you'll take it. 22 turnovers, I want to throw my spoon out the window when I'm eating my soup. I mean, you just need to hold on to the ball more.
And the Bearcats were controlling the glass. They have the rebound margin plus 10, 38-28. But, yeah, I mean, you touched on it. You have 8 turnovers and a half. The only way you can say that is good is when your first half has been so awful with ball security. So when you have that 14, it really makes the 8 look good. But the assist, the turnover ratio, 14-22,
well into the negatives, not even close. Breaking huddles here as the Flyers will have the ball.
So now Miller does have 4 fouls. If I'm Dayton, I'm attacking Miller, and they take out Leighton, so they go into the smaller lineup. Now Jones comes in with 4 fouls as well for Dayton.
14 points is the deficit for the Flyers. Simon hands off to Jones. Now they get it up top. Bennett, their lead guard, swings it over. Montgomery driving the lane, gets the foul, and a 1. Tyler McKinley, too much contact on the contest.
It's a good job by Montgomery driving in on McKinley. You know, forced that contact. And McKinley, he had some hard contact there. He's a little shaken up. Remember, he's still wearing that brace on his left knee from his knee injury from last season.
And another Bearcat with 4 fouls as Tyler McKinley enters that club.
I think what we're seeing from Wes Miller here is that he wants Abayev on the offensive end and then Sincere Harris on the defensive end. So whenever they can sub in certain situations, you're going to see Harris come in for Abayev and vice versa a lot.
All 3 Bearcats with 4 fouls are currently on the court. Any one of them could be gone at any moment. McKinley to Miller, just couldn't hold on to the lob attempt. Oh, almost stolen. Krisa comes up with it. Kick down low, McKinley, 1 dribble, back out. Abayev corner 3. Can't get it to fall, but he's fouled. Swept off his feet when shooting the 3.
I want to say that's the 3rd time in this game that Abayev has been fouled on a 3-point attempt. He had 2 in that first half. He had 1 right there. And surprisingly, I mean, hey, that's the first one he missed.
Chris, I think it's almost the way he releases the ball. It's so delayed in his jump.
It's so high,
maybe
too.
Catches defenders off guard.
It reminds me of Rayvon Griffith and his high release point.
Former Bearcat now at Kent State, Rayvon Griffith. Not the name I expected you to pull out of a hat there, Chris, but not a bad reference either, because he did have that high release point.
I mean, just look at him shoot it. I mean, it's unique because we talked about it before, and you said, you being the scout, you didn't know who he reminds you of, just the way how he plays. He's a unique build. He's 1 of 1. That's what we call it.
Abayev connected with his first 2 to make it 67-53. Unable to connect on his 3rd. The Cincinnati lead is 14 now with 3 to go. Montgomery, he's sent back by Chom into the hands of Krisa. Up the court, Abayev takes the foul and sends it off the side of the backboard.
Oh boy, Abayev was wide open down the court. We've seen him take off a couple times already today.
That pass was just a tick faster, or Krisa saw him just a second earlier. We may have had another jam.
You got some of the Dayton fans starting to head for the exits here.
Get a head start on their drive back home.
It's a nice 50-minute drive. Right up 75.
Abayev connects on his first free throw. Sean Abayev is up to 14 points, 4 or 5 from the field, 2 or 3 from 3, and currently 4 or 7 from the line. A very efficient night for Sean Abayev.
See him do it multiple times. That's what makes him so exciting, is how efficient he is. And he's just fun to watch, too. I mean, the step-back threes, the dunks. He's going to be a fun one to see in a Bearcat uniform.
Abayev unable to connect with the second. Bennett back out Latong. He'll fake the 3. He'll drive inside, and he'll finish through the contact, and he'll head to the line. Amel Latong up to 14 points and a chance to make it 15.
Right there, he's just driving in on Day Thomas, and obviously we know about the size differential. Thomas only being, 6'1". Latong's a whole foot taller than him, so he just swiped at the ball, got the contact, and with that, that's just not going to affect Latong. It's an easy finish.
5 for 5 from the line tonight for the big man. Make that 5 for 6 as he is not able to sink the free throw. 13-point lead for the Bearcats. Baba Miller has it. Under 3 minutes to go. They are able to waste clock here and just take some time. Sean Abayev up top, working on Montgomery, hand off to Krisa. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Now 5, Krisa driving into his right. Euro step behind the back pass to Baba Miller. He slams it.
Looks like Steve Nash. That's Kurt Krisha's favorite player growing up. Plays like him too.
15-point lead for the Bearcats. Durkak driving, he finds space, he gets the lay and the foul. Another and 1 for the Flyers.
That's Abayev's 5th. He's fouled out. Just let him go by you. It's a layup. You're in the paint. Just let him go by you. There's no need to swipe at that at all. As he gives a nice nod to head coach Anthony Grant. We talked about it. Abayev was on Grant's radar at Dayton.
Abayev ends his night with 14 points, 3 rebounds, and his 5 fouls send him to the end of the bench.
With Abayev, I mean, he had a great performance tonight. And someone, 14 points, just so flashy.
Durkak connects and finishes the 3-point play. 2 minutes left to go. Cincinnati facing the press. Sincere Harris needs to break it. Gets it to Thomas. Bob Court, Baba Miller. He's fouled by Latong. He finishes through. Baba Miller. A 3-point play of his own for the Bearcats.
That's Latone's fourth. Good job attacking the big man. He had an option to send an alley-oop, I believe that was to McKinley, but decided to take it himself. Take the contact, go off the glass, and one. 8 points alone in the second half for Miller, too.
Miller's been one of the most consistent Bearcats in the young season, 21 points per game, a double-double in the 2 previous games. Has a very real chance to reach that mark as well, as he has 8 points and 9 rebounds, unable to connect with the free throw. Montgomery on the other end, he knocks over Creasa. Creasa is called for the block. That's the 3rd foul on Kerr Creasa, and the Flyers are back at the free throw line.
Justin, I told you it'd be a long finish here, the way these two teams have been playing. Cincinnati, 25 fouls in this game with 22 turnovers. Oh my goodness.
Deshane Montgomery at the free throw line. 11 points tonight for him, 1 of 2 from the line. Make that 2 of 3 as he connects. Montgomery, the former Georgia Bulldog, had 16 points versus Canisius in their first game. Couple substitutions. Sincere Harris and McKinley are out. Mustafa Cham and Jalen Celestine back in. Deshane Montgomery for his second. He's able to connect on that one as well. 12 points is the Cincinnati lead. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Thomas and Creasa trying to break that press. They get it up court to Miller. Miller facing a trap. Miller needs to escape. He gets it out to Thomas, and a foul on Durkak, and the fans love that one. Jordan Durkak, only a second foul. He's in no danger of fouling out.
And the way this game has gone, I guess you can say that's kind of surprising. I mean, Jones with 4, Latong with 4, Miller with 4, Thomas with 3, Creasa with 3.
Miller cannot connect on his first. It just bounces out. Under 2 left to go. Baba Miller unable to connect with the second either. 0 for 2. Deshane Montgomery on the other end working quickly. Montgomery pass down low. Durkak, he makes it. 10-point lead. 1:40 left. Dayton refusing to go away.
Say it's not far from over, but it's still, 90 seconds is a lot of time.
Thomas escapes the pressure, gets it to Sincere Harris. Dayton doubling every ball handler. Baba Miller in the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Miller crosses. He lost it. Harris dives to keep it alive. Now there's a fight for it on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Durkak came up with it, and it's a jump ball.
But Sincere Harris, he's in a lot of pain right now. That's not good at all.
Harris getting looked at right at the Cincinnati bench.
He's one of the players that dove for the ball. Took a lot of contact there. He's also dealing with a wrist injury, but this one's a lower body one. I want to say his right leg, it looks like. He's in a ton of pain. I mean, the way he's looking right now, you honestly just want to hope it's like an ankle sprain or something, but he's in a ton of pain right now.
He's getting looked at by training staff.
So a technical foul was given on Montgomery.
Thomas at the line due to that technical, and he connects.
How about a 20-piece McNugget for Day-Day Thomas?
What a night he's had, man. A special performance from one of the veteran returners.
I mean, with Thomas, that's the type of performance we need of him. I mean, But we know how the point guard situation is and how it was going into the season. Day Thomas, so special.
Creasa, he lost it. Montgomery on the other end. He lost it. Celestine up court. Creasa behind the back to Baba Miller, and it goes out of bounds.
All right, there's just a moment. I get Steve Nash is your favorite player, but stop with the behind the back passes. I get it, we're up by 12. Just turn around and hand him the ball at this point. Just give him the ball.
All you really need to do if you're Cincinnati is waste clock. Bennett puts up a three. He can't connect. Baba Miller rebound. That's his 10th board.
Well, you can't when Kerr just gives the ball away like it's nothing. Here's one for you.
Creasa has it. Now to Miller, and Cincinnati will swing it around and waste time. Dayton not putting as much pressure on it as they were. 10 on the shot clock. Presumably they'll just dribble this one out and let it go. Thomas behind, he gives a behind the back pass of his own to Creasa, and he almost airballs short. 20 seconds to go. Durkak wants it. He drives inside, tosses one out. Bennett, back rim, way over the backboard and out of bounds. Cincinnati basketball. (74-62). Kerr Creasa will dribble this one out, and Cincinnati will improve to 3-0 on the year. Dayton falls to 2-1. And a statement win by the Bearcats as they go on a run in the second half and continue to build on that momentum, stay hot and win by 12.
A win is a win, we say. A win is a win in any sports now. The Bearcats have a lot to improve upon. There's so much work they need to do, but hey, a win is a win. Just the Dayton offense did not show up today in this game in the second half. How about this? 2 of 26 from deep for the Dayton Flyers. 2 of 26. The team, they had 13 turnovers in this game. They had 13 the first 2 coming into tonight. But hey, a sloppy game of basketball. Bearcats honor Kobe with 24 turnovers.
Sunday, November 16th, they host the Mount St. Mary's.
Not the way that you're gonna win games if you're the Dayton Flyers. 8% from 3, like you mentioned, Chris. I almost doubled that number in cough drops tonight, just getting through this game. The Bearcats still have a lot to work on, though, because you did mention those turnovers, and that is a glaring issue.
Huge issue, huge issue. Ball security is a huge emphasis in any sport. And whenever you give the ball away 24 times, it is not a good recipe at all. But for Cincinnati, just the main thing I'm really impressed upon was how in the moment of the game in which it was so pivotal to get a huge run, they got one. They did that. They went on a 12-2 run. It was huge. That really put the game away for Cincinnati, you can say, and it came at the perfect moment for the Bearcats.
An emphatic dunk by Baba Miller and 20 points from Day Thomas power the Bearcats to the win over the Dayton Flyers in this rivalry. Flyers fans head 50 miles back home, and the Bearcats happy with the win here in Clifton. That'll do it for us here at Bearcat Sports Radio. The Bearcats win 74-62 on behalf of Justin Dedrick, Christian Pagan. Have a great night, Bearcats fans.